Hi, today we're doing the top 10 best SpongeBob Season 1 episodes. And like always, here's what's been happening with the killer plotline. Be any monthly seals, as they seem to have disappeared, but all of their stuff is still in their house. Weird. Now I found out in the newspaper that there's a serial killer on the loose. Maybe that's got to do with something. Oh, it's announced. The killer is now in my area. Scary. Now, the monthly seals have died. I've seen the bodies. Will I be next? We'll just have to find out. That's it for this review. Hope you enjoyed it and bye. Help! Help! The killer took me to his basement. Now I don't know how to get out. But for now, let's just talk about SpongeBob. And I'm happy to announce the monthly seals never died. I got a text message on our group chat asking what's all about them dying. But let's get on to the countdown. Before we begin, here's some honourable mentions. The 14th best of the season was Plankton. Plankton was a really funny episode, like with jokes like, "Shut your mouth, you mediocre clarinet player," and Plankton, 99% hot gas, 1% evil. The 13th best of the season is Sandy's rocket. I loved the design of the rocket, but I do think they spent a bit too much time setting up the plot of this episode, but I did really like the alien catching scenes, or alien hunting, I mean. At the 12th place, Karate Choppers. I loved the beginning and the ending. The beginning was really epic, and the ending was really fun. For the 11th place, Falls in April, I loved the beginning when Mr. Krabs and SpongeBob pranked Squidward, and I loved SpongeBob's pranks too. But for the number 10 spot, Ripped Pants. This was a great episode. The second great episode of the show, in my opinion. We'll get to the first later. I loved both the beginning and the song. The moral was really good too. For the number 9 spot, Rock Bottom. Oops, I accidentally forgot to put the title of this episode. I really loved this episode. What I loved most was the atmosphere. It was spooky and mysterious. Number 8, Suds. This has to be one of my favourite Patrick appearances. He was comedy gold. Sandy was also an interesting character too, but Patrick trying to be a doctor without a licence was humorous. Number 7, The Chaperone. I enjoyed the prom part of this episode. I loved the interactions between Pell and SpongeBob. The only bad part was the ending. It was pointless and made no sense. Number 6, Sleepy Time. I thought this episode was really creative. It was about SpongeBob going into his friend's dreams. I liked Squidward's dream the best. Number 5, Scaredy Pants. I thought this was a great episode. I really liked the characters. SpongeBob, Patrick and the Flying Dutchman were great. Number 4, F.U.N. Liked the songs. This episode had a brilliant story. I loved Plankton. This episode was story over comedy, but the comedy was great too. Like the man in the film said to the woman, nothing could tear them apart. Then Plankton tore the screen. Number 3, Culture Shock. Oops, I actually forgot to put the title too. This was an episode about a talent show at the Krusty Krab. I loved seeing everyone's talents. This episode felt really grand. It featured a lot of the main cast. Some didn't do much, but watch the show. But this was still grand. Number 2, SB129. This was a funny episode. This was an episode where Squidward gets trapped in a freezer and goes to different time periods. I especially liked when it was the caveman era. And number 1, Help Wanted. This was a great first episode. I loved how SpongeBob saved Squidward and Mr. Krabs after how badly they treated him in the beginning. I also liked Patrick. Right, that's it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed it, and bye.